If you have no sales experience and you're looking to find your first remote sales job, keep watching this video because I'll be walking you through exactly how to make your first $3,000 to $5,000 per month as an appointment setter in under 60 days. It took me over 6 months before I hit my first $3,000 month, so I hope this guide can help you guys do it quicker. So quick overview, basically going to be going over what is appointment setting, the skills you actually need, how to land your first appointment setting job, daily workflows to actually hit 3 to 5K per month quickly, and the fastest way to level up and make more. So appointment setting is one of the simplest ways to start making money online. Even if you have no prior experience, businesses selling high-ticket products or services need help booking calls with potential clients. That's where you come in, right? By simply messaging leads, qualifying them, and booking appointments for closers, you can start earning $3,000 to $5,000 per month quickly. This guide will show you exactly how to get started and land your first paying job. So what is appointment setting, right? Appointment setters help businesses by reaching out to potential clients and scheduling sales calls. It's not cold calling. You're not doing cold calling at all. Well, some offers are cold calling, but for the most part, you will be speaking with warm leads. So many high-ticket businesses sell programs or services priced at $3,000 to $10,000, and they need help managing conversations and booking calls, and they're willing to pay well for it, right? It's sales at the end of the day. So the more money you generate for them, the more money you're going to be able to make for yourself. As a setter, you typically earn through a base salary plus commission or just commission only, ranging from $50 to $200 per booked call or 5 to 10% per closed deal. It's a pretty wide range just because depending on the offer and how they structure it, it can be completely different. Like it could even just be 3% per closed deal if it's like a super big offer and you're booking like 50 appointments per month, right? So this is just an average of what I've seen in this space. So how much can you actually realistically make, right? Beginner setters, I would say 2 to 4K per month. Experienced setters, 5 to 8K per month. And top performers, 10K per month, often transitioning into closing roles. So the skills you need. So what do you actually need to know to become an appointment setter? Well, you don't need a degree or special certification to be a great appointment setter, right? Here are the key skills that will help you succeed. Number one, DM and chat skills, right? How to message without sounding like a robot, how to ask the right questions to qualified leads, and how to transition into booking a call without sounding pushy. Because there's two types of setters, appointment setters. There is the DM setter and the phone setter. The DM setter is someone who manages all their messages via Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whichever platform they're using to generate leads. They hire someone like me or you to handle that because they just don't have time to spend all day in the DMs messaging people. So you need to make sure you know how to speak in a way that doesn't sound robotic or sounds like you're just reading off a script and actually have a genuine conversation with them and are able to book calls. So that's the first one. The second one is the basic communication skills, which I mentioned is the phone setting, right? How to follow a script without sounding like a robot and knowing when to push for a call and when to move on. Because with phone setting, it's a bit more difficult, I would say, because you're actually speaking to them on the phone, so you don't have as much time to think of your answers as DM setting. And it's probably the best skill I would say you should learn. Like, I think DM setting and phone setting are both great, but if I would have to choose between the two, I would choose phone setting because with phone setting, it's a lot easier to transition into a closer and make more money. And then the third thing is consistency and work ethic. Success comes from sending a high volume of messages / calls daily, tracking numbers and improving daily, and following up with leads who don't respond immediately. It's like any other job. It's going to take time. You're not going to be perfect right away, but as long as you put in the reps, you put in the work, you're going to get better, right? The more you do, the easier it's going to get for you because you're going to understand how it works. So how to actually land your first appointment setting job? Well, many businesses need setters, but you have to know where to look and how to stand out, right? So where do you actually find the high paying gigs? Instagram, paid communities, and recruiter websites. So with Instagram, you need to find not the business owners that are selling the offers. You need to find the recruiters, the sales managers, the communities, the coaches, all that sort of stuff, where they're posting on their stories like, hey, I have this job application or this job opportunity, I'm looking for setters, because they get paid when they place a rep on an offer, like 3 to 5 grand. So they don't actually need you to pay them to actually get connected with these owners, because if they hire you, then they're going to get paid. So basically the business owner is paying the recruiter, the coach, the sales manager to find you, right? So through Instagram. Paid communities, kind of similar to that, except you're actually paying to get coaching as well, which I think is pretty useful if you have no sales experience. Might as well get some sales training as well. And it's really good when you're applying for jobs as well, because you can say, hey, I'm investing into my skills to become a top performer. And as a business owner, if you see someone who's spending thousands of dollars to improve their skills, they're going to like you more than someone who's not investing in their skill sets, right? And then the third is a recruiter website, right? There's a bunch of those websites that you can apply for that they are always looking for new sales reps to connect with the companies that they're working with, right? So those would be the top 3 to find in high paying gigs. But one thing I do want to give you a quick note, if you have no sales experience, just try and take any gig, right? Right now, your main goal is to get experience. Once you get experience, then I would say focus on making money. So some tips to get hired fast. Spend time writing out detailed answers on your application, show confidence and enthusiasm in messages, and dress well and practice getting interviewed with a friend. Practice getting interviewed is the most important thing, because think about it like this. If you're going to practice on your sales job to get better, to close more deals, why wouldn't you do the same for interviews? You should practice your interview skills so you get hired more frequently, right? It's the same exact thing. So here's the daily workflow to actually hit 3 to 5K per month quickly. To make money fast, you need a structured daily routine, and here's what that looks like. Daily message/call volume. Set a goal for yourself to hit every day no matter what. Example, 100 DM/calls per day. That's called a KPI, a key performance indicator, right? Follow up with non-responders after 24 to 48 hours and track responses and learn what works best. Because at the end of the day, it's all about input, right? Because if you know you do 100 calls, you get 2 booked appointments, then you know every single day you need to do 100 calls. Because if, let's say, they have a 30% close rate, so out of the 10 calls you book in a week, you're going to get 3 closed deals, and let's say each closed deal is like $5,000. 5% of $5,000 is $250, so you'll make $750 that week, right? Just some quick math right there. Again, obviously sales, there's ups and downs. It's never going to be perfectly straight like that, but just to give you guys an idea. Second thing is call booking targets. Aim to book 2 to 5 calls per day. Obviously, the more calls booked, the higher income potential, and keep track of booked calls and commission earned, right? When I say book 2 to 5 calls per day, it really depends on the offer and the lead flow you're getting. The more leads you have to talk to, the easier it is for you to book more appointments. And as well, make sure to keep track of the actual commission you earned, because not saying that your offer owner is not going to pay you out. However, they have a bunch of things going on and they might forget. So making sure you're keeping track of all your commission is super important. So yeah, the third thing, avoid these beginner mistakes. Sending exact copy and paste from the script, giving too much information up front instead of leading to a call, and not following up with interested leads, right? You don't want to follow the script exactly T to T, because sales is a conversation at the end of the day. You want to make sure you're speaking to them like a human, because they're going to just enjoy the conversation better, and they're going to know that you're actually trying to help them. And yeah, don't give too much information up front. You don't want to tell them the price of the program, give them too much information, because you're not the closer, right? The closer is the one that's going to walk them through that entire process. Your only goal is to book the call. And the third thing here, not following up with interested leads. You know, you've probably heard this before, but the money is in the follow-ups, right? If you're not following up, you're not going to make money. So here's the fastest way to level up and make more. You know, once you get to that 3 to 5K per month mark with appointment setting, how do we get more? And how do we make more money, right? If you want to scale your income fast, here's how. Leverage your experience, right? More experience means better offers and higher income, because the more experience you have, you're going to know more people in the space, and you're going to have a better track record, so it's going to be easier for you to apply for those higher paying jobs. The second thing you can do is just negotiate for higher commission/base pay if you've worked on an offer for at least 3 months. You don't have to offer hop and jump on different offers every 3 to 4 months. you can actually just ask your current offer for more commission, right? Because if you're the top performer in the company, they're not going to want to lose you. So you just show them like, hey, this is what I've been able to do since I got here. I think I deserve to get this raise, right? Obviously, some companies will give it to you, some companies won't. So you got to make a decision if you want to stay or not in that company. Number 2 is transitioning into a closer, right? Closers earn 10 to 30K per month by handling sales calls, and closing skills is a much higher skill and to learn than actual setting appointments, because setting appointments is easy because there's not too much objection handling you have to do. Whereas with closers, there's a lot more that goes into it, and you know what, you've probably heard this before, but you get paid for the higher skill sets you have. The marketer that spends $1 million a month is going to be easier to find a new job because he has experience handling $1 million a month in marketing. Whereas the guy who's doing marketing with only $1,000 a month, it's not going to be as easy for him to find another job because he's only handling $1,000 a month, right? So the higher the skills you have, the higher pay you're going to be able to get. And the third thing is just to leverage your network, right? The more people you know in the high ticket sales space, the greater your chance to find a higher paying offer, right? Be professional, reliable, and consistent to keep getting better deals. So what's next? Just start taking action. Be super aggressive. Apply to every single job opportunity and take anything you get, right? If you have zero experience, any experience is better than no experience. Your number one goal is to get experience. Then once you get some experience, try and make some money, right? Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. It took me 6 months before I made any money. So don't get discouraged if you're thinking of giving up. I promise you, if you put in the work, you'll be rewarded greatly. So yeah, that's basically the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or shoot me a DM on Instagram at RemoteSalesTim. But yeah, I hope you guys got some value from this, and I hope you can find a sales job soon.